Colton Dennis's 5 Fairy Tales by Colton Dennis. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, Little Red Riding Hood. There's a story about a little girl who went into the woods. I think her name was and Quat, Goldilocks and Quat, or and Quat, Little Red, and Quat. I think she had a red who. Well, and Quat, gold-eyed and Quat, was walking, then she ran into some bears. And Quat, gold-eyed and Quat, got scared. Until a wolf saved her. Then and Quat, gold-eyed and Quat, grandmother, and Quat, Goldie Brown, and Quat, showed up. And shot all 4 wild animals, then they had some wolf chops and bear stew for a long time. Bluebeard, Rapunzel. There's a story about a wealthy man. He was married so many times because he abused all the other wives. I think that's why he was married so many times. Then one day, he found his new wife. She lived in a tower, but there wasn't any entrance except the window way up at the top there. So, Bluebeard ordered his men a bunch of cheeseburgers from Burger King. Then once they were done eating, he orders his men to try to climb up the tower. But every single one of his men kept falling from the vines growing down the tower. Then Rapunzel told Bluebeard that she could let down her hair. So, as she did, Bluebeard started climbing up Rapunzel's hair. As he got to the top, he discovered Rapunzel had died of a broken neck because of the weight of Bluebeard climbing up. So, Bluebeard had killed another wife, or wife-to-be, the ugly duckling, Little Mermaid. There's a story about an ugly duckling. There it was just waddling along, and everyone made fun of the ugly duckling because of how ugly it looked. The ugly duckling didn't know what to do, so she thought, and Quat, duck it, I'll kill myself, because I'm so ugly, and Quat. So, the ugly duckling walked until she came to a fishing dock, then thought, it'll just put its head underneath the water and drown. So as the ugly duckling put its head underneath the water, the Little Mermaid appeared and told the ugly duckling that it's all right to be different. She knows what it's like, since she's half human and half fish. So, as the ugly duckling listens to the Little Mermaid's speech, it said, and Quat, hell, look at you. A human and a fish put together. You know what? I might be ugly, but you'll always be a freak, and Quat. So, the ugly duckling waddled along with its life. And the Little Mermaid became sad, then swam away. And now the Little Mermaid is upset. I hope she doesn't. A grinding sound. Blood appears in the water, then the Little Mermaid's body parts are floating in the water. Oh well. Snow White, Thumbelina. There's a story about Thumbelina. She was looking for someone to help her clean around her house. So, she looked in the Fairy Tales newspaper. So, she saw an ad for a housekeeper. So, she called up the person, then asked her if they could come and clean her house, and that she'll get paid for it. So, on the day of the maid's arrival, Thumbelina was waiting outside for her maid, and waited, and waited, and waited, until a foot steps onto Thumbelina. Snow White appears there, says, and Quat, oh, what a nasty little bug that was just waiting there. Now, I hope I get this job. And Quat, Hansel and Gretel, the 3 little pigs. Hansel and Gretel were just little children. So, their stepmother took them out to the woods one day on a hike. Or it was hunting season. I can't remember. All I know is they needed food. But their stepmother and the children got separated. So, as Hansel and Gretel wandered through the woods, they stumbled upon a brick house. So, They knocked into it. Then a pig answered the door. The pig invited them inside and introduced its two brothers. So, Hansel and Gretel looked at each other and smiled, as the stepmother kept searching for the children. Both Hansel and Gretel approached her and told her they found food. So, the stepmother, their father, Hansel and Gretel all had pork and bacon for the rest of the winter. The end.